There are times in life when the wisest move is to do nothing at all. Initially, it might feel uncomfortable, but occasionally refraining from just rushing into decisions is wiser. When we give ourselves permission to stop and ponder, we often achieve insight and serenity. Sometimes, the wisest action is to let things go. Clinging to past injuries, regrets, or disappointments can burden us. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or disregarding what happened. It means choosing to release the weight and liberate yourself to move forward. There are also instances when accepting things as they are is the most beneficial course. Life is filled with situations beyond our control or ability to change. By accepting these predicaments, we cease resisting reality and start finding ways to cope. Acceptance brings us peace and the fortitude to progress, even when things are less than ideal. Many of your concerns will dissolve on their own. In fact, worry dissipates for about 80% of the problems you perceive without taking any action. This occurs because many of those issues exist merely as potential threats, mental projections rather than actual problems as the reality of what might happen. With the passage of time, you begin to recognize that these problems are not as daunting as they initially appeared. As you gain perspective, you either forget about them or learn to coexist with them. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable or even trivial. Moreover, some problems turn out to be blessings in disguise. What first appears to be a curse can lead to unforeseen positive outcomes, steering you toward a better future, and ultimately, you might be thankful for the experience due to the personal growth or new opportunities it brought your way. Sometimes, allowing things to unfold naturally serves to rectify them. This concept might be intimidating since we are often taught to resolve all our issues and preemptively prevent them. Yet, problems are an inherent part of life. While it might be daunting to accept, they are crucial for evolution, change, and progress. Thus, letting life flow and things take their natural course, even if it results in some undesirable outcomes, can be the better choice. Life flows in cycles. For new things to come, certain things must end. Allow me to offer advice. Don't endeavor to resurrect what's been lost for years. Release it and move on with your life. To do nothing can often mean to accomplish everything. This principle aligns with the tenets of WEI in Taoism, a venerable Chinese philosophy advising us to align ourselves with the natural rhythms of the universe instead of imposing our will upon it. This principle is beautifully encapsulated in Sun Tzu's famous work, The Art of War. Sun Tzu emphasized that true excellence is not in fighting traditional battles but in winning without engaging in combat. It's about utilizing the energy and circumstances to your benefit, rather than fighting directly against them. Wise teachings from ancient Eastern philosophers often reflect this principle. They say, sit patiently along the riverbank, and eventually, the body of your enemy will float by. This allegorical warning underscores the power of patience and restraint. It suggests that through patience and inaction, adversaries eventually confront the repercussions of their actions without you needing to intervene. If you do not respond to harmful criticisms, you allow the raw nature of your enemy to eventually show. By choosing not to engage with their negativity or retaliate, you preserve your integrity and mental peace. Over time, their facade will unveil, revealing their intentions to all. Others will ultimately perceive the truth, understanding the malevolence fueling their actions. Your own patience and moderation stand out, exhibiting your strength and authenticity, making it evident who was truly in the wrong. Embracing the art of doing nothing can impart valuable insights. By stepping back and doing nothing, it becomes apparent that the world functions perfectly well without your continual involvement. Flowers blossom beautifully, the sun rises and sets daily, and people continue with their lives. This reveals two important insights. Firstly, realization dawns that life doesn't center around you. This lessens the burden of needing to control everything. Secondly, it emphasizes that while the world continues, your responsibility is to prioritize your well-being and mental state. Practicing inaction can enhance your life, as not doing certain things can be just as crucial as the actions you take. Refraining from smoking is more beneficial than any amount of physical exercise. Choosing not to eat unhealthy food can outweigh adhering to a single diet. Not overspending ensures greater financial stability than risky investments. On the flip side, by doing nothing, you give everything space to renew and regenerate. When we rest, our bodies heal and recover. Similarly, taking breaks from work rekindles creativity. Continuous exertion can lead to burnout and stress, whereas stepping away for downtime can lead to fresh insights and perspectives. Importantly, doing nothing isn't about being idle. It's a deliberate, conscious choice to foster moments for rest and reflection. It means creating time in our full schedules and being present without the urgency to achieve. It incorporates simple actions into our lives, like taking walks in nature, admiring silence, or engaging in joyful activities. Ultimately, remembering often the solution is not about doing more but about stepping back and doing nothing at all. Allow things to unhindered naturally follow their course. At times, this effectively resolves issues better than our interventions could. So, the advice here is to embrace the wisdom in simply allowing things to be, valuing an action, and understanding that sometimes the most effective way to resolve life's challenges is to do nothing at all.